Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of Double Trouble. I don't know about you guys, but I'm recording this on Saturday, so I watched today's stream of the National Championships, and I gotta say, some of those battles were... Actually, what am I saying some? All of those battles were fantastic, and it's just great to see those battles, and I'm really excited to see the finals tomorrow, or today as you guys are watching this. On that note, since a lot of things are going around nowadays, you know, I was watching Nationals all day, and tomorrow tomorrow is today for you guys. They're streaming again from 2 to 5, and then around that time I'm going to family for like a barbecue. So I'm only recording 2 episodes for Sunday and Monday, and they're both going to be Double Trouble, so I'm going to just do it real quick right now, get it all over and done with. Monday might have a second episode. I don't really know yet. It depends on what time I get home on Sunday night. If it's too late, it'll be too late. The only problem is that does throw a wrench into the plans for Tuesday, so I'd have to figure out exactly what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday. But thank you guys so much for, you know, sticking with me. We're going to get going. For those of you who do care, I know some of you might do care about the records. We've got 14 wins, 10 losses, rating of 1576 with 24 battles, in case some of you do not want to add. I've been there, I've done that. So our opponent's going to be bringing Charizard, Garchomp, Ferrothorn, Gengar, Rotom Heat, and Kangaskhan. It's pretty normal for a team, gotta say. So, you know, Blastoise does hit everything pretty hard. In fact, it hits everything but that Gengar super effectively, and that Gengar is feral enough that we can basically consider Water Pulse hitting it super effectively. So I think without a doubt in my mind, I'm going to bring Blastoise. The second thing I could possibly bring would be a Amoonguss, but with the Charizard and the Rotom Heat, Amoonguss isn't going to be really too good of an option for us. So I'm actually considering starting with Aromatisse, but at the same time, you know, there's other things that Aromatisse doesn't want to deal with. So I think I might just start off with Kecleon. Kecleon's going to be pretty good against some of these Pokemon, but more importantly, I'll get the Trick Room up. I'll bring Marowak, because Marowak's a very solid Pokemon, and Talonflame. That's what I'm going for, that's what I'm going to get with. So for these next 2 episodes, if I do lose 2 battles in a row in this episode, I'm still going to be using this team. I don't have another team yet to use. But hopefully, if we do die, which I really don't want to do, but I like this team. If that does happen, I will change up to a different team, which I think is going to be a really crazy cool team. So our opponent's going to start off with Gengar and Kangaskhan. Obviously, I'm going to Mega Evolve with my Blastoise. I'm just going to go for a double Protect. I don't actually have Protect on my Kecleon, so I'm going to go for Trick Room? Should I go for Trick Room? Yeah, I'm going to go for Trick Room. Now, this Kecleon does run Skill Swap, and, you know, I got to be honest with you, I never use it, ever, and that's a lie. I do use it sometimes, and when I use it, it blows up in my face, and it's never good, because honestly, the thing that makes Kecleon what a Kecleon is Protean, and without Protean, Kecleon is not nearly as good. So giving Protean to some Pokemon isn't too bad. I mean, say like Mawile, who tends to only really run wow, double attacking my Blastoise. I'm very, very glad I went for Trick Room. So what was I saying? Yeah, I mean, like, giving Protean to Mawile isn't the worst thing in the world, because, you know, they tend to only run Sucker Punch as non-stab, and it's not the end of the world, but I've never really found a good, viable alternative for Kecleon using Skill Swap. Like, for example, in Burgessnow's team that I use quite a lot, he uses it to redo Sun, like, say Charizard and Kecleon are out. He Trick Rooms, he Skill Swaps with his Charizard, brings the Sun back, and then now Charizard is a Charizard Mega Y with Protean. Now that's pretty powerful, but I don't know. So I'm going to go for the Aura Sphere onto the Kangaskhan, and I'm going to go for Sucker Punch onto the Gengar. This way, if the Kangaskhan wants to Sucker Punch us, that's unfortunate. This way, if the Kangaskhan wants to Sucker Punch us, because we are indeed a Psychic type, it won't. Well, first of all, it won't affect us because, hey, but it's gonna go for the Blastoise, which it really wouldn't. Oh, that was a crit. I was kind of surprised at that damage, but we're gonna get this Aura Sphere off, which is gonna be fantastical. And that's just gonna wipe it out. Crit for crit, I will take it. So now I'm actually in a pretty good position. I don't know what my opponent can bring in, but whatever my opponent wants to bring in, I have Trick Room. Most of his team, actually, in fact, all of his team was completely weaker than us. So I'm not, faster than us, so I'm not too worried. I'm gonna go straight for that Ice Beam onto the Garchomp, and I'm gonna go for Sucker Punch again. I have no reason not to. I could switch out, he could do whatever, but this Ice Beam should take out the Garchomp. The Garchomp's gonna go for Protect, which is not the end of the world. He will end up, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing, Gengar? Will-O-Wisp. Ah, I have never really seen a Gengar run Will-O-Wisp, but they're fast enough to pull it off, and as you can see, it really did affect me quite a lot. So I'm going to go for yet another Ice Beam onto the Garchomp. I'm really not too worried about this Gengar, especially since my Sucker Punch will still do damage to it. And this is actually one of the reasons why I want to change up this Kecleon's moveset and EV spread. And I take out Skill Swap for Protect. I tend to want to use Protect a lot with my Kecleon, and I never really get around to doing it because I don't have it. And it needs more attack. It needs so much more attack. 52 is just not enough investment. It's enough to get the, say, you know, the kill on Charizard, but let's be real here, Stab Rock from anything is gonna kill the Charizard. Now that there, my friends, is something that's kind of odd. As we saw, a Fire type just got frozen. I don't understand how that works. I can't say I understand. But what I'm going to do is I am going to Water Pulse the Gengar and go for Rock Slide. And I think that should do a good enough damage to both Pokemon, and especially if the Rotom does not get unthawed, I can easily clean sweep it with my Water Pulse. And of course, well, actually at the range that I'm at right now with my Blastoise, I cannot take a Volt Switch thingamabob, or a Thunderbolt. I can take it at full health, but not at the health that I am at with my Charizard, my Blastoise. I just tried calling my Blastoise Charizard. That happened. So I'm gonna get my Water Pulse off, just trying to kill this Gengar, really. And it's gonna work. I think Trick Room should actually go out this turn, which is not gonna be very good for me. But, yeah, it will. So that leaves me in a bit of a bind. With my defensive investment, I think I can afford to do another Trick Room. I'm still taunted, aren't I? Ooh. No, I don't think I am. I'm gonna go for it. And if Kecleon dies, then I have a safe switch in. That's fine. Yeah, I'm still taunted, actually. I don't want to count on... What should I bring in? I'm just gonna Ice Beam the Garchomp, and I'm gonna bring in my Marowak here. I think that should be working. I think the Garchomp can kill my Blastoise from the range it's at, but with the Dragon Claw, of course. But we'll see what the Garchomp wants to do. The Garchomp wants to go for Protect, which is an interesting choice. Rotom's gonna stay frozen, but the Rotom really doesn't have much against my team anymore. The Garchomp doesn't seem very confident in his ability to KO us. But I'm very confident in my ability to get a Rock Slide off onto that Rotom, and I'm pretty confident in the ability to, I don't know. He's gonna go for Marowak, which is not really a good choice, but he's gonna actually no. Yes, Thunder Rod, Lightning Rod. That was a really poor decision on my opponent's part. Although, you know, I just dropped my stylus. That's one thing. Where? Hello? Oh. You know, I can't say I see a lot of Marowak, so maybe, you know, most people may not realize that Lightning Rod is its ability. It does have Rock Head, which some people like running with, like, Skull Bash, and I think it gets the Rock Crusher thing. I forget that move, because I never see it. But, I don't know. interesting play to Dragon Claw the Marowak. I like to think that I know a lot of Pokemon stats, but I obviously I don't know everything. So it is quite possible that my opponent was not aware of the fact that Marowak does have quite high defenses. And by defenses, I mean defense. It can take a beating on the physical side. And of course, I am max HP, max attack, brave nature, so I am slightly bulky, as you saw with that Dragon Claw, not even doing enough to 2-hit KO me. So, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure Mega Kangaskhan can't KO my Marowak with a return. I vaguely remember that happening in a couple of battles, but I don't have definitive proof. But, Red, this isn't your team, Red. Either way, Red will be bringing Talonflame Marowak, Manectric, Mamoswine, Goodra, that thing, Ferrothorn. I love Ferrothorn. How do I not know that? And Sylveon. I'm gonna do what I love to do. Blastoise Marowak. Killer combo right there, and I'm gonna love it. Talonflame's gonna be very useful, I believe. And on top of that, I'm gonna need something for that Sylveon. I don't have anything for that Sylveon, really. My Marowak really is the best bet for that Sylveon, but if it's a round team, that's gonna screw with me a little bit, but I don't think it's a round team. I've never seen 5 of those Pokemon have round, so I don't know. Maybe they do have round. I don't know much about round. That Goodra's gonna be decently difficult to handle. But, you know what? I'm going to bring Aromatisse. Aromatisse is going to be pretty useful here, I think. It could tank a lot of these Pokemon's attacks, and with Heal Pulse and Trick Room, it could support my team pretty well. So that's what I'm going to go for. I'm going to hope we get a win, but we did get a win already, so we don't have to worry too much. It's all about getting at least one win in an episode, because that means we get to keep using our team. And I hope you guys don't get bored with the same team over and over again, but I do have the time to breed. I just don't really test teams as often as I should. Minecraft does ruin my life. It takes over and I play for many hours a day. But I'm getting back into the testing swing of things, and I'm liking where I'm going. So it's going to be a very interesting lead, and this lead actually does put me in quite a predicament, but you know what? I don't really care. I'm going for the Water Pulse onto the Talonflame, and the Bone Meringue onto the Manectric. What I'm hoping my opponent doesn't realize is, even at -1, my Marowak still one-shots a Manectric with Bone Meringue. Just once. It doesn't even need to use both. That's how strong Marowak is. Now, he could protect. That's very, very possible. But I don't foresee this Talonflame living a Water Pulse, so unless they both protect, at least one Pokemon's going down on his team. He could go for HP Ice on my Marowak, which would kill me, I believe. Actually, no, I don't think so, because it's only base 60, right? Yeah, I think I can survive that. So, as I hiccup my way through this battle, I think that's my new catchphrase, right? I've been saying that a lot. I hiccup quite often, which is odd. Maybe it's because I talk a lot. I don't talk a lot, that's a lie. Maybe it's because I talk kind of fast. I don't really know. But I'm going to Mega my Blastoise. It doesn't look like he's Mega-ing his Manectric, which is kind of an interesting tactic. Talonflame is going to Brave Bird. I believe that was the Blastoise. I should survive that unless it's banned. No, it's going to be the Marowak. I actually took quite a lot of damage from that. He's going to go for Thunder onto the Marowak. Maybe he thought I was going to switch out. Don't know. But the Talonflame is definitely dead, and if I connect this Bone Meringue, the Manectric is certainly dead. And I will connect with the Bone Meringue, so that Manectric isn't even going to need a second Bone Meringue to its face. It's just going to die. And this is why I love this combination. They work out really, really well. Whoops, there goes my computer screen. That happens often, because I get very into these battles. So the Goodra. You're definitely faster than me, and the Ferrothorn is not faster than me. I think I can survive Power Whip, so I'm just going to go straight for that Ice Beam. The Aura Sphere, rather, to KO that Ferrothorn. And, I'm gonna go for a Boomerang onto the Goodra, just to do some damage. Goodra is actually gonna be faster than me, so it's gonna kill me. I don't know why I'm surprised by that. This is a negative natured 0 IV Marowak. That thing is slow as a rock. It's partly because it's made out of the earth. It is a 2-hit KO, which is very nice, and unfortunately for my opponent, he actually went for Leech Seed instead of Power Whip. I don't think he can kill me, especially with the Draco Meteor. He might, it depends on what he is, but he didn't lose any HP, so he's not Life Orb, so if he's Choice Specs, he can't kill me with an Ice Beam. But that just brings me to my... You could have Thunderbolt. I'm going to bring in Aromatisse here. And I'm going to go for a... I'm not going to go for Trick Room because that Ferrothorn would outspeed me. I want to kill the Ferrothorn this turn, though. So I'm just going to go straight for... I'm going to go for Moonblast. If it's Weakness Policy, then that's unfortunate for me. I have no other options. I do have Talonflame in the back. So as long as I can take down this Ferrothorn, I can focus fire onto the Goodra. That's really my main goal right now, is to focus fire on the Goodra, because the Ferrothorn has the type advantage right now. I don't think the Goodra really does. It could be carrying Thunderbolt, but it's not stab, so I know I can survive one. And I won't proc its Weakness Policy before he attacks me, so... Yeah, I can survive one of those. I can't survive another. How much is this gonna do? It's not gonna do a lot because you are gonna be Assault Vest, but I did lower your special attack. I'm gonna Protect, and I'm gonna go for Trick Room. Why would I do that? No, that is probably the worst time to go for Trick Room, because then the Ferrothorn can kill me. So I'm going to go again for the Aura Sphere onto the Ferrothorn, and I have to go for Moonblast. Actually, yeah, I'm going to go for Moonblast onto the Goodra. He's going to get a secondary Protect, which is crazy. It's crazy. But I'm going to Focus Fire next turn on the Goodra, and I'm really, by the damage I'm doing, I'm really going to guess that it is Assault Vest. I don't have any investment, but usually when I hit a special attack, usually when I hit super effectively with my Aromatisse, it does do quite some damage, so... I don't know what this Ferrothorn wants to do, so I could just kill it. Right? No, I want to kill the Goodra. The Goodra is the scarier Pokemon. So I'm going to Brave Bird and Moonblast, and that actually might be a pretty stupid idea. We'll see. We'll see. It's not Stab, and didn't do too much to my Blastoise, so I think my Talonflame can take it. We'll have to see. Unless this Brave Bird kills, in which case then I have no reason to worry. But I don't think this Brave Bird will kill from this range. To be quite honest, I have no attack investment at all. I'm not a positive nature in attack anyway, so I doubt it. Yeah, like I said, I did doubt it. He does have Gooey, which is kind of an interesting thing, but the fact that it didn't kill means that I'm gonna survive this Thunderbolt, unless there's like some sheer weird luck. Yeah, I knew I was gonna survive that really easily, and even without my defensive investment, I probably would have survived that easily as well. Not as easily, I guess. Critical hit did not matter. It had like 10 HP left, and I was doing way more than 10 HP. It's going to go for Gyro Ball onto my Aromatisse, which is super effective, but unfortunately for my opponent, I am slow as a snail. A little faster than Ferrothorn, but not that much faster. So right now I'm going to go for the Overheat, which will most likely kill it, and I'm just going to Heal Pulse the Talonflame just in case, but my opponent is going to forfeit. So thank you guys so much for watching. A double win. I love it, and I hope to see you at the next video. So peace.